Welcome back. This is Virgin Radio. We're with Innovation Park with AUB. I can't believe it's Friday. It's so exciting to be in the studio talking to amazing entrepreneurs. So as you all know, my name's Arthur. I'm the co-founder and the CEO of Lemonade Fashion and the entrepreneur in residence of AUB. This show is all about innovation. It's all about startups. It's all about entrepreneurship. And the reason why we created this show is because we believe at AUB that entrepreneurship is the cornerstone of economy. It's when crazy ideas come to life and we can actually transform the reality that we live in. And every single one of us has what it takes to become an entrepreneur, has what it takes to succeed, but you need a lot of support, you need a lot of mentors, and it's a big journey. It's long, it's a lot of ups, it's a lot of downs. My aim with the show is to actually introduce you to some of the other startups, the investors, the CEOs, but also the support programs that are helping you succeed along the way. So today we actually have the program manager of AUB's Innovation Park, which is our accelerator program at AUB, and we support all entrepreneurs in the country to be able to turn their ideas into reality. As always, this show is brought to you by the Talal and Madiha Zein at AUB Innovation Park. We're going to be back after these songs, so make sure to tune in. We're going to spend a couple of hours together today. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if I were you, I would download the Virgin Radio app so I can listen to this entire thing. I don't think you're going to be in the car for 2 hours, and if you are, then I don't envy your life, but just download the app, listen to us. We're going to be back after these songs. This is Virgin Radio. We're with Hani Haidar, who is the program manager of AUB's Innovation Park. My name's Arthur, so do I need to say we're with AUB's Innovation Park today on this show? No? It's all about AUB today. It's such a cool turnout. So Hani, welcome to the show. It's good to finally have you here.
Thanks for having me, Arthur.
So we call Hani the encyclopedia. Did I say that right? Encyclopedia? I think so. Yeah. So we call him the encyclopedia of the program because he knows everything. He's like a supercomputer.
I see.
Laura, I dare you. Ask Hani any question.
My God.
What is an ecosystem?
An ecosystem is a collection of stakeholders who collaborate with each other for greater value.
That's exactly how my Wikipedia would have answered, but that's good.
Right, so what is a startup?
Startup, well, startup is not a small to medium enterprise. It's not about just starting a business and staying small. It's about going very fast, high growth venture to become big as soon as possible.
That is so cool. So we just had a very busy couple of weeks. We were together at STEP conference, which took place in Dubai. And then I saw Rida and Maha and all of the AUB startups. We went together to, where were we?
Web Summit.
We went to Web Summit in Doha. So it's been a very exciting couple of days. And Hani, you're going to go to Leap after this, right? In Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And we're doing all of this to support a lot of the cool startups. So what happened at STEP?
Amazing, a lot of things. Met some very good founders, met investors, met mentors, went to the workshops. It was 360 degrees all the way through a very, very good experience.
That's awesome. And I remember you said that you met a lot of cool people and you watched a lot of very cool panels, but we had also startups that were there and had an amazing experience. So I think we should cover part of that. So we're going to talk about the journey of a startup, especially how to network, how to travel, where do you meet all these crazy investors around the world? But we're going to do that after these songs. This is Innovation Park on Virgin Radio. I have my very good friend Hani, who's the program manager of AUB's Innovation Park with me. So as you all know, AUB's Innovation Park is built so that we can support you to turn your idea into a success story. And we just got back from STEP, so we were talking about everything that was happening there. So Hani, who are some of the cool people that you got to meet there?
Yeah, I met Upton, actually, the social media influencer. He was giving us advice through a workshop about how to develop our brand as an incubator. And he actually got back in touch with us after the event, and Rida and I are in contact with him to create a partnership.
Yeah, we actually saw him in Web Summit as well. He was there.
How did that go?
Went really well. He's a very cool guy.
Yeah.
But you know what I love about STEP is that you go to STEP, it feels like a backyard barbecue, but the cool thing is that half of the event is like Lebanese people. So I had a lot of my friends from Abu Dhabi that went there, and they're like, why does this feel like a mini Lebanon? Because every 3 steps you meet someone. So
It's a gathering of all the Lebanese people.
yeah, but it's really cool because all of them are like very successful people or on their journey to success. I think the cool thing about being a Lebanese entrepreneur is that you have a huge ecosystem of successful people abroad that will actually support your journey. And that's one of the very big things that we're working on at AUB's Innovation Park, which is once we help you, so there's a 6-month program in the beginning where we work very closely with you, but after that, we create a lot of opportunities for you to travel and to actually be at all of these events, meet the entrepreneurs, meet the investors. And a lot of our companies are getting money, they're getting investment, but everyone's generating revenue.
Yeah.
I think we cut the probability of them failing by a lot.
Right. Totally. I mean, we de-risked the whole thing. This is the fourth, fifth year we're doing it, and we've been learning about this, and the startups have just gotten better year after year.
And in case you haven't noticed, the reason why we're doing this show is because we're trying to convince you and brainwash you to start your own company. We want you to be successful, you know, you don't have a choice. So
Yeah.
if you're listening to this, it's meant to be, go to AUB's Innovation Park's website, which is aub.edu.lb/iPark, or just Google AUB and Innovation Park. You can see all of the details, and we're going to talk about those details after Hot and Cold by Katy Perry. This is Innovation Park with Virgin Radio. My name's Arthur. I'm the entrepreneur in residence of AUB's Innovation Park. They call me the EIR, which stands for something really cool, but I'm not going to say it. Hani, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
It's always good to see you. So,
Me too.
if you weren't listening earlier, Hani's our program manager. He's the encyclopedia. He knows everything about everything that has to do with startups, success, failure, which failure is a huge part of the journey.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you haven't failed much, you'll have a hard time finding the grit you need in order to go through this very risky and difficult endeavor of being a startup founder.
It's actually very funny because I tell everyone that it's funny because we're part of AUB, so it's a very academic, you know, institution. We take ourselves very seriously, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I tell everyone entrepreneurship is the opposite of education, because in education, you know, if you need to get 7 out of 10, so 70% to succeed. Whereas in entrepreneurship, if you get 1 out of 10, you're a trillionaire.
Yeah.
You know, you're a multi-trillionaire. So we need to get very comfortable with rejection, but we need to get very comfortable with failure, and it's a huge part of the process.
Yeah. And they call it fail fast. So like, don't wait too long to launch. Get a prototype out there, see some feedback, iterate. Don't just think you have the most brilliant idea of all time and keep it in your head. You need to be proactive and execute.
Yeah, and it's okay to
Yeah.
fail. That's what I want everyone to hear. Like, if you have an idea right now, don't be scared, right? That's part of the process.
Say your graveyard phrase.
Yeah, like the richest place in the world is actually the cemetery, because that's where all ideas go to die, because we all have them, but we just don't do anything about it, right? The only difference between someone who succeeded and someone who did not is that people that succeed, they do something about it. They take a step. And I had a secret on how I got to where I got, so I'll share that with you. But I'm only going to do that if you come back after these songs. So we're back with Innovation Park on Virgin Radio. We're actually talking about the journey of a startup, and failure is a part of it. Like, failing is a part of it. It's very natural. So we always say fail fast, so that you can actually learn from your mistake and keep going. And the cool thing about failing, the reason why you have to do it is because if you're building something that is so easy that anyone else can build, then it's not worth doing. So the whole concept of building a startup is to innovate and to disrupt. So if you have a crazy idea, which if everyone around you, including your mom, tells you that you're an idiot for trying to build this, then you're probably on the right track. That's what I've noticed.
That's interesting.
It's like the craziest. So make sure, so if you have an idea, just make sure your parents think you're an idiot. The moment you're an idiot in front of your parents' eyes, exactly, then you're on the right track. But the way I did it, because I remember when I got the idea for Lemonade, it was very stressful, right? But I was so excited, I wanted to do this, and I didn't really know what I was doing in the beginning. And you get a lot of doubts. Like, you always have these doubts in your mind. It's like, am I doing the right thing? Should I actually be doing this? Am I wasting my time or not? So I only had one rule, and that's the one rule that I told my partners, which was every time we got scared, we would just pick up the phone and call someone and book a meeting. So all I was doing the first couple of months was just calling people, booking meetings, and telling them that I'm creating a startup. And then that way, what happened is, instead of moving backwards every time you got scared, you take a step forward and then you commit more. And now more people know about it. And then the funny thing was that the more I was doing that, the more people supported us. And then suddenly, you know, we had meetings with investors, we received the grant, we had brands working with us, and we won our first competition within the first 2 months. So we actually did more in the first 2 months that usually people do in their first year. And the only difference is because they're scared to take a step forward, and we were scared to take a step backward. So we're always moving forward. Hani, I'm so sorry I didn't let you talk in this segment. I promise the next segment is all about...
Tends to do that.
It's all about you, the next one. Okay, so the next segment, everyone, is all about Hani, and we're gonna start it from now. So Hani, I'm going to do you the honors of allowing you to pick the song that we're going to listen to now.
Okay, we go for...
This is Tarbiha Jmeela 101 on Virgin Radio.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go for Tupac here. Tupac changes.
Thank you for switching it up. Thank you.
So this is the segment that is all about Hani. Hani, we've worked with hundreds of founders, you know, across the years.
True.
What is the advice that you have for first-time founders?
Yeah, you have to be proactive. Arthur nailed it on the head in the last segment because you don't have a brand yet and nobody knows your capability of running a business. And you can ask anybody who's a first-time founder, you need grit, you need a lot of proactivity.
What is grit?
Grit means that if you face some struggles and some setbacks, you aren't like gonna say, hey, I give up, I'm not gonna continue with this, it's too hard.
So it's like the matal.
It's like the matal.
Exactly.
Basically.
So the matal that we have in entrepreneurship is that, you know, crap is gonna happen, deal with it. You know, so when that happens, just that's when you double down.
No,
So
100%.
anyways, it's gonna be hard. You might as well make it as hard as possible.
And that's the exact point that you have to overcome because we know this is a difficult endeavor. And the only way you're going to get to the star level is because you're going to do things that other people would have failed and given up on.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
That is so awesome. And what are some of our success stories that we've had in the last couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, we have to talk about Fix-A-Line, following in Lemonade's path of Arthur. They got the Silicon Valley investment, and Fix-A-Line got that as well, and
Wow.
very, very inspirational.
Yeah, we're very proud of them. But we
Yeah.
have a lot of very cool ones. Like we
Yeah.
also have Accessoft that raised money. UPaint is raising money.
I love you.
Yeah.
I know you
Always
too.
love you.
I know. I love that show. It's because we got to talk about your mom a lot. So Lara's mom is one of the paintings now on UPaint. So you can actually order a Lara's mom painting. It's so cool. And then
Impressive.
if you take a picture of that painting and you send it to UPaint and to Lemonade, you actually get $100 credit.
I don't know.
I remember we did that. I just need to make sure it's still active. But that is working. But we have so many others. Like we have Ren EV, and we have a lot of the startups from the previous batch. We have Kudwa. We have we have the Word Wave.
Yeah.
Right? Am I missing anyone?
I mean, from the...
Donna Lab.
Yeah.
Donna Lab's doing really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're in the US right now. Ty Liam is doing some very cool stuff as well in the region. So I think the AUB startups are doing really well. And by the way, guys, anyone can apply, right? So just go to the AUB website, which is aub.edu.lb/iPark, or Google Innovation Park and AUB, and you'll find all of the details. And now we did it as a rolling application. So you can join us right now. We have, you know, a batch that is going on, and we're going to do a pitch day in the next couple of months, and then if you make it through that phase, then you actually have access to capital from AUB, and that's where we start supporting you even more and sending you across the world. And now we're going to listen to, isn't there a song about something across the world? Hani, this is not about you, Lara. Please focus. All right, so we're back. This is Innovation Park with Hani. We're talking about Lara's Bangs. But Hani, we're currently sending, all right, so by we, I mean AUB, just opened the campus in Paphos, which is very crazy because it's not the American University of Cyprus, it's the American University of Beirut extended to Paphos, which is so cool. But that opens up a lot of opportunities.
It does. I mean, the whole EU market is open from Cyprus, and we're actually sending out 1 or 2 startups.
No, we're sending 4.
We're sending 4? We're sending 1 or 2?
It's 4, but still will get investment.
I see.
So we're actually sending 4 startups to Paphos. They have everything covered from accommodation to working space. All of that is covered by AUB. 2 of these startups are also getting an investment on top of it, but all 4 are going to have a presence. We sent we sent 3 startups to San Francisco.
Yeah.
We just sent a lot of people to Dubai, and we sent a lot more people to Qatar. So AUB is going global. Our startups are going global.
Yeah, that's the mandate. I mean, from Lebanon, we launch it to the rest of the world. Like AUB has the power academically, now iPark has the power entrepreneurshiply, technically. That's a new word I just coined.
That's a very hard word to say.
Entrepreneurially. But anyway, yeah, AUB is very serious about iPark, and we've already started to send people global, so yeah.
And we're very serious about our startups because we want all of them to succeed, and they are. They're doing a lot of very cool stuff around the world, and I keep on saying these things because I want all of you to know that so many of the global startups that are doing amazing work, a lot of them actually started from Lebanon. We have so many global founders, a lot of people don't know about them. But what I'm saying is that if you're listening to this and you have an idea and you want to start a business, or if you know crazy people around you who always wanted to do that, they never knew where to get started, they don't know where to get the support, we will support you. We will give you the knowledge, the tools, the environment, the mentors to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's a mentor-driven program. We have experts from every single industry you could possibly imagine. So, definitely.
And some of them are abusive, and that's why we're going to listen to S&M by Rihanna. So we had an amazing show, but it's not over yet. We're going to do a quickie link of 10 seconds where, Hani, any last words to our listeners?
Yeah, I mean, entrepreneurship builds character. If you have character, you have a high chance of success. Just go with it. Don't be afraid. Believe in your idea. Believe in yourself, and go all in, man. Just do not hesitate. Just go for it. That's my advice.
So do not hesitate. Go for it. That applies to entrepreneurship, but that applies to anything you want to do in life. Anything worth doing is going to be hard, but you have to just go for it.
It's a mindset. Entrepreneurship is a mindset.
The harder it is, the more worth it becomes. Don't do easy things in life. They're not worth it. Okay, so last quote of the day. I promise it's the last one, and then we're going to do our closing segment after it. But I read, so Tony Robbins used to say that you can either do the hard things and live an easy life, or you can do the easy things and live a hard life. So the choice is up to you. Anyway, something's going to be hard, something's going to be easy, so you have to pick your battle. So with that note, we're going to listen to, what are we listening to? Taylor Swift, and then we'll be back. This was Innovation Park with Virgin Radio. We had a very beautiful show today with Hani, who's the program manager of AUB's Innovation Park. We covered all topics about why startups fail, why it's important to fail along the way, because that's the only way you're going to learn. It's not an easy journey. There's going to be a lot of ups, a lot of downs, but when you have the right support and the right people backing you, your chances of success will increase dramatically. So if you have an idea or you want to become an entrepreneur or you're actually just curious about it, go to the AUB website. It's aub.edu.lb/innovation IPark, or just Google Innovation Park and AUB, and you can find all of the details, all of the dates. We have a lot of very public events as well, where you can all event. I'm usually in all these events, and all of the team of AUB is going to be there as well. So you can get to know us, you can meet our founders, you can meet our entrepreneurs, you can mingle, you can network, and then you can ask the startups, like, how did you do it? Yes, Hani, you have your finger up.
Yeah, I just want to say you can find me on LinkedIn at Hani Haidar, and if you have any questions about iPark and entrepreneurship, please feel free to reach out.
Perfect. So reach out to Hani Haidar on LinkedIn. So this show is brought to you by the Talal and Madiha Zein AUB Innovation Park. We're going to be here every single Friday. We're going to interview a lot of the coolest CEOs and founders and investors and supporters of the journey, because we want you to get inspired. We want to reduce your risk of failing at building your own company. We want to see you succeed. We want your ideas. We want to build the most amazing startups from Lebanon and turn them into global success story. So whether or not that happens is completely up to you. Lebanon needs you. We need you. The whole world needs you. So if you have an idea, step up. Don't be afraid to go hard. My name is Arthur. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Lemonade Fashion and the entrepreneur in residence of AUB's Innovation Park. And I'm going to be back here every single week, and we're going to have some fun.